Fellow Ark survivors, and welcome to the Sanctuary Ark. Yes, and I'm recording this on a very special day indeed, June the 2nd, 2025, the 10th year anniversary of Ark Survival Evolved. And do you know, I can't believe I've been playing this on and off for the last 10 years, Ark Survival Evolved. Yeah, superb game in my opinion. As far as the Sanctuary Ark is concerned, there's been one or two anomalies, which I'll delve into throughout this video. You can see the map's been updated. Now that area there in the last episode, which was recorded quite a while ago, was called the city area. Well, that's now been altered and it's now called CRATER Way, and that'll become evident why throughout this video. Now, I've been potting around with this for the last 3 years, this Ark map, learning different things, and I'm not really a map maker. I'm not really an Ark player, as some may suggest. But, well, you play the game as you want, I've always say throughout my videos. I do think some of my ideas are a bit bigger than what I can capably do, but we'll see what happens with that. And we just experiment and try and get through some of the scenarios, and hopefully some of them will stick. Now, one of the first problems that I've been having is the spawns. I've even lost folders within the Ark dev kit itself. They just disappeared. Now, I've got a bit, hang on, we don't want to go down that way. But there are some folders that are still there, but they're just not spawning in. And then I alter it, as I've done in the last update, which was 13.3. Basically, I just moved the spawn slightly a couple of millimeters, and come in and they're working. Well, to a fashion, some of them. Basically, I'm going around tweaking some of the spawns and what have you, and well, I'm not sure what's going on there, if there's a pending update and they're messing about with things, but this is the sort of scenario we used to have years ago. There'd be anomalies come in, and then there'd be an update. Well, I don't know if they're going to update Ark Survival Evolved on the 10th year anniversary. I know it's all about Ascended, which I've not really been too keen on. I've done 300 hours on Ark Ascended and 8,500 on Ark Survival Evolved, and I do like Ark Survival Evolved far better, but who knows what's going to happen in the future. Yes, but back to this Sanctuary Ark. Now, if you look at the last episodes, a lot different. Now, I had a problem here with some rock formations that I placed around, and then I had floating foliage because the rock formations wouldn't come in. It'd be okay in the editor, but then they just weren't here, and I just really can't understand why that was. But anyway, I had to remove them and redo this area here. And coming down towards the back end of the green obelisk, and we have another area there, another little forest area, where there should be an abundance of spawns. They don't seem to be there. I might have to go through and redo all the spawns, because there's something not quite right with that. I don't understand why that's going on, but as I say, I like the challenges and so forth, and we'll see what's what. I mean, I did make a massive mistake and I deleted a file which I shouldn't have done. I've had to re-texture everything. But that's a totally different area down there now. That city area is actually now non-existent. Though I've left the video previous to this because it does suggest that I was got plans to alter the area. Right, just over there is where we started off, so we're going to walk in via one of the 3 entrances and exits. I've got the main crate at this end, which is a safe space, I have to say that. There's a lot going on at this end of where the green obelisk is. Now, there's certain scenarios that I've tried to incorporate into the game which I've failed at, and they'll become evident because I've got an alternative way of doing things. Now, we're with our character Eve, but there's going to be another character coming from the server version. That's later on within this video. These are all harvestable, so we can get element dust and the like. Though I experiment on this version, the single player version, I do also check the server version out, and a little bit more advanced on that, and I'm going to show you what's what and the plans are, and how you can alter the single player to your own liking, but that comes later. But I have to say, I have to give me big thanks to my brother, who's been been helping me out with my experimentations. So this is the main crater area where the green obelisk is. The only obelisk that's on the Ark. I did put the other two on. I had a few problems with that sort of thing. So there we go. So not too bad an area, good area to build things. There's the resources all about, but we're going to edit for the more dangerous area. Not so dangerous within the single player version at the moment. Although there should be some nasty spawns up there, but I have been here since and they've sort of disappeared as well. So I've got to go through all that and see what's what with it. Another thing as well, thanks to my brother helping me out, Spider Island Demonica. This is on the map here on the western side of two islands there. Now the spiders, that's where that just disappeared completely. It was the brood mother. You can go up there, you can take that on, so forth, so with. Disappeared. So I put it back in again. But now it's, well, I don't know, anything from 20 to 50 brood mothers spawn in there. And that's currently the same as it is at the moment. Now I was going to go in straight away and remove all that and get that all sorted and then just change that completely because it just totally messed up with me not altering anything. And that was working fine, that was okay. Had some good little adventures we had there. Well, there's 3 artifacts on that island of Spider Island as well. But now, after replacing the spawn, you got to take on 20 to 40 brood mothers. Well, my brother's bred a load of carchers and he wanted to experiment, so I let him do that, and it was quite, I mean, he took on, what, 30, 40, maybe more brood mothers with 6 or 7 carchers. I did assist slightly, but to watch that scenario looked rather, I think it might be something to put in the game in the future. Maybe create that situation again, because it was a challenge, and you would never be able to do it unless you've got, you know, I mean, I think he had 6, maybe 8 carchers which he'd bred himself, which is on the server he's done. They're powerful beasts, they are. Yes, having said that, currently that's still active, so if before the next update, or maybe the one after that, I'll be changing it for sure, but you go and have a look and see what's what. But you're going to need some powerful beasts to take that lot on. I was actually worried about the frame rate dropping, but it wasn't that bad. But that's what this is all about. It's all about experimentation, coming across things that sometimes, you know, get into the game because of an error, basically, which where the error come from, I have absolutely no idea. Now, I have to say, I'm not the brightest new penny in the pack when it comes to doing this sort of thing. And I was trying to get the element veins to come in, just like on Extinction. And the OCDs, you know, the orbital drops that you get come in on Extinction, and you got the scenarios where, you know, so forth and so with. And I spent about 6 months trying to get that all to work, and I failed at it. But there is a way of doing it, and in the server version, that's what I've done, using a mod, my favourite mod, which is very useful. I'm going to do a little series on that, using the simple spawner, and I can put certain things in that I'm just not capable of doing. It just wasn't working for me. So I thought, well, how can I do it? Well, I've done it, and we'll see that in a bit. But this is an area, this is a dangerous area. Now, there should be spawns in here, because if you're not going to be using the simple spawner like I'm going to be showing in the future, then this is nothing, you know. So I've put spawns in here, but these I've got to redo all the spawns because they're all messed up for some reason. And that's only just recently happened without any. I think the last couple of updates I've gone in, and then there's something just is works all okay, or mostly okay in the editor, but when I upload it, it comes on there, it's just not there. So I don't know what's going on with that, but maybe there's some anomalies creeping in. Maybe it's something I'm doing or doing wrong or not doing or what have you, I don't know. But this area is going to be an interesting area to look at on the server version, which will be coming up in a bit. But yeah, this is an area, as you see, there's not a lot going on, and there should be some creatures here, as I say, but I'll say we're going to go through everything, and we're going to try and get everything running properly, and then this area will be worth the challenge, you know, and so forth, if you're not having the simple spawner alternative. Well, we've basically gone through the crater areas. From above you can see they're like little craters, or big craters actually. And we've got another area at the top there towards the right, but we're going to have a look round towards the left, and that's already been covered in that area. The previous videos might look a little different if you go back to watch any of those, because of the textures have been altered, but other than that, and there's been a few added spawns and foliage and what have you. Not much landscaping's been done except for this area. Now I did have because I've got several scenarios on the servers, I've got different servers, and this area there was a big gate system which got buried, and I used ghost mode, go in and I collected all that lot up. So if you've got anything that you've built in the air and you think you've lost it, single player can go ghost, it's tab, then ghost, go in and you can collect all your bits. I'm not sure if anybody's actually put this into a server version, but that's cheat ghost, and you can go in and then go and collect your walls and bits and pieces like I had there, and if there's any animals you can get on them and you can ride them out in ghost mode, and you lose nothing. I may do some tip videos with that sort of scenarios, and that might help people out if they've got scenarios where maybe the map's been altered and you may have stuff buried and you can go and retrieve them. But here we go, up here. Let's have a little wander along this edge here. The edge of the craters. I believe there's maybe 6 or 7 videos left to do, which will conclude the areas of the Upperworld. Before I do the Underworld and do a similar sort of thing where I go around exploring, there's several caves to look at. There's the waterways, you know, the oceans and that. There's quite a bit of stuff left to do in there as far as spawns and that are concerned, but there's some good areas down in the oceans and the waterways. There's the artifacts. I'm going to do a video on where all the artifacts are and some of the treasure boxes that we have. I actually noticed that there were some spawns there to the right. Oh, hang on, we've got some human NPCs here. See if we can wave our way through here. I don't want no hassle. Come on. Hello. Oh, they're still going to come in it. Yeah, no. Oh, we got away with it. Oh, so we have got some spawns then. Oh, would you believe it? We've actually got some spawns. There's 1 or 2 ahead by the looks of it. I do believe that was a parasaur ahead. Yeah, to the left, not the right, like I suggested earlier. Yes, I've certainly got to do a revamp of the spawn situation. And the one good thing about it is I've got a lot more time now. Yes, I must be the oldest Ark player there is, because I retired on the 1st of June. So I'm going to be doing a bit of a fitness fanatic as well. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that. Plus, I'm going to be spending a little bit more time in the Ark world. Now, one of the things I want to try and get done is these anomalies, the spawns and what have you, the basic stuff that needs to be sorted. I'm aware as well it can be quite annoying having constant updates and so forth when you're loading the game, so I'll probably go to a monthly update in the future, but I do want to get these basic problems sorted, and then the experimental stuff maybe once a month for a little while until we get it completed. I do have to say that I'm a little concerned at the moment, because I've been an Ark player for 10 years, that there may be some sort of update. Actually, I'm going to check to see, because some of these things weren't. Oh yeah, that's okay. I think I've got most of the resources that can be harvested now. There might be the odd 1 or 2, I'll find them out and we'll sort them. Yes, if they do an update and they move stuff about or what have you, this, that and the other, which is their right to do, and hopefully it'll improve things. It could do with an update on Ark Survival EVOLVED, but it may mess things up, so we'll have to wait and see on that, and then I'll have to adjust as and when. But we're almost to the end of this section with Eve, where we've seen the current state of affairs when it comes to the single player version, but we will be going over to meet Sapien, which is my character on the server version, where I do play with friends and family, which is a totally different experience. This game is superb like that. I mean, I like playing single player, I like experimenting. In fact, I've got, I think, 2-3 servers where I've got different characters, where I play around with different scenarios, and then which are played as single player basically, and then I have the main webbles. I've got a lot of old videos that I used to have up on this channel, which I'm going to have a look at, maybe revamp, and see what we can do with that. Well, we will be back with Eve for the other single player scenarios which we've got up and coming. I've got some recorded videos, but I think I may have to do some new ones. Yes, to replace the ones that I've all previously recorded, because they were recorded a while ago. But now it's Sapien. Well, there's Sapien, and we're now on the server version called the Webbles, and we're going to have a little look round at some of the things we've added here. Sapien's on level 135. It's day 198. That's how many days we've been here on the Sanctuary, playing around with this particular character. But the character on like the island, it's like, gosh, it's in the days are in the thousands. So we've got every single map, official and custom. Yeah, Sapien. I've also got a female character called Zanita, both of which have been through all the scenarios, all the bosses on the island and the maps, and the tech cave. And Zanita as a single player, and Sapien as a multiplayer. Well, back here on the Sanctuary, see there's not a lot of difference there. You can see an Unca dragon in the background because we have the Crystal Isles additions mod. Yes, there's also a small building there, but that's out of draw distance, and now you can see that there's something rather different ahead. Yes, the element veins, which you would see on Ark Extinction. Now I'm not going to play that scenario because there's no way we would survive more than about 3.5 nanoseconds. We'll see what we can do to see, but they definitely work, and we've had some pretty good scenarios. My brother's not so keen on the actual element veins scenario. Now I do run a cluster, and I have the extinction on that cluster, but nobody wanted to play on it. They just got influenced, I believe, by the negativity of that, including my brother, but we got them over there eventually, and they loved it. In fact, I like all the maps, to be honest. There's the difference, a lot of negativity about Genesis 1. Still like the scenario, it was different. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Right, we've got another one of those element vein scenarios ahead. You can just, it's slightly out of draw distance, they're coming in a little bit. So we've got two of those, and they're various levels. Also see the smoke as well for the OCD, which is, I believe that one's the purple one, which is the absolutely top-notch one. There's 2 or 3 of those about, different areas. Yes, and that's one of my brother's favourite scenarios to play on here, because the quality of the loot you get from that thing, and it's pretty intense. You've got to be of a good standing, a good level for sure, and you're going to need some good creatures to be able to take that on, and you'll see that in a bit, because I'm going to try and activate that, because it'll be one of the last things I do, that's for sure. Now I've been trying to get the Dinopithecus to spawn in. Now what happens with it is I get the spawn set up, and only raptors come flying out, and it's usually an overspawn, so never got that to spawn in properly. But with the simple spawner, we now have the Dinopithecus here on the map. And just to add to this scenario here, where the orbital drop is, the OCD, is if you've ever been on Extinction, there is a meteorite shower that comes down. Well, that comes down in this area, and it makes it rather nasty. So we're going to have a wander over that way, and then we can see if we can set some of these things off just to see what's going to happen, and see if we can survive it, which is very unlikely. And I'm going to be doing a little series or a video, a couple of videos, what have you, on how this is all going to work out, how you place them, this, that and the other, if you wish to do so. And brother's going to be a help there, because he has no idea of that sort of thing, how to use a simple spawner, so he's going to be my guinea pig, and I'm going to be able to gauge how that's all going to turn out with his help. So if he can understand my video, anybody can. Anyway, let's carry on. The scenario's been activated, and we've got to be very careful now. Oh, I've been wondering why I can't get to see the claim on it, and it's because I didn't have the UI on. So hang on, we got some creatures, got to get out of here now quickly. Let's have a look, because they'll attack. Oh, alright, they're attacking the actual veins, so we're getting away with that, I think. Oh, this is going to be the thing. Okay, so we're going to be very lucky to survive this scenario over here. Very surprised, but we're going to have a look. We're going to see if we can activate it and see that it's all working okay. As I say, in the future I'm going to be doing a video to see how we can do all this sort of thing. Now, I've played this scenario here with my brother, and it's been quite good. We get a lot of stuff. I would recommend you bring some sort of storage to place somewhere in the area, because you can get a lot of things. And depends on how many animals you got, no doubt they can be used as storage. Yeah, no idea why that's not activated. Maybe, oh, it has. Oh my goodness, let's get out of here. Right, we've got to move it. Where's the creatures? Okay. Oh, that surprised me. I thought we'd be oh no, here they come. Oh goodness. Oh, there's loads of them. We've got to get out of here. But that just proves that that is activated. Oh gosh, yeah, it's one of the, it's the purple one, isn't it? So that's going to be okay. My brother brings the tech shield with him, and that makes a hell of a difference. A lot better with this scenario. Oh, we're not going to survive this, I don't think. Let's get out of here. Can we get... Oh, it's... No, we might get away with it. Oh, no. Let's just get up... Oh, no, we've had it now. Let's get the V83. Is another modded gun. That should take some of these out. We've got to wait. Oh, gosh, we need... Look, we ain't got no health left whatsoever. But we might do it. We'll just get something to eat and then... Oh no, no, good, oh, boobed. But anyway, there's some good scenarios to be had, and as I say, in the future we'll have a look at what we can do with that. But there's the map where we're going to go. I think I'm going to go back to the North Pyramid, and then we'll end it there. Well, there you go. If you're still with us, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Oh yes. Yes indeed.